Welcome. Thank you for joining us today. And we're thrilled that you're interested in attending the Hunger Free Community Summit and can't wait for November 18th to come around. And we're really looking forward to it. It is, however, our first ever virtual summit. And I know that there's a lot that we've had to learn, and we anticipate that it might be new for you too. So we thought we'd do this short video to really walk you through the experience on the Whova platform, which we'll be using. So we thought that this would be a good place to start if you're not familiar with Whova and have never done a virtual summit. So joining me today is Heidi Anderson, who's been helping us behind the scenes make sure that the summit is going to go smoothly and that all of the technology is working the way it's supposed to. So Heidi, if you could join me, that would be amazing.
Terrific. Thanks, Minerva. So as we get started in this virtual space, it is going to feel a little bit different, but the Alliance to End Hunger has made a lot of great decisions to help make this process easier. First and foremost, you're going to be receiving an email to ask you to download the Whova app. On the screen here, you see the instructions. In that email, there'll be a link that you can follow, or you could also search your local Apple Store or Google Play for Whova. The application has a button that looks like this on the screen. Once you've downloaded and installed the Whova app on your mobile device, this enables access for you both on that device and your computer. After you've downloaded, you want to enter the email address you used for event registration. It's the same email that you got the original email from. Then you're going to create your password and type in your name. This is going to create your profile in Whova. Some of you may have used Whova already, and some of you this may be new, but this is the key to unlocking all of the Hunger Free Community Summit content, access, and networking opportunities. Once you've edited your profile, this is actually what other attendees see and utilize to network with you. And once all that's done, then you're able to interact with the content and also get started as soon as possible. So now we're going to take you through a couple of other options in terms of what else you can find in Whova and how to do so. Now that you've got your mobile app set up and you're ready to go, you're able to access it on the computer. This is what it looks like in the desktop version. When you first log in, after you've identified yourself using the mobile app, you'll also have a link that you can find the desktop version from. And here you're going to be on the landing page. And to the left, you're going to find your basic navigation buttons. First and foremost is the agenda. This is where all the content lives. You'll notice it's organized by day. You can see Wednesday or Thursday. And as you scroll down, you can see all of the content. Minerva, do you want to talk a little bit about this pre-recorded bonus material?
Sure. And if you can click on those subsessions, thank you, Heidi. So what we did here was we added some material that we think would be of value, of interest to the summit attendees, but won't be done live at the event. So you can actually see this at any time. If you want to watch it today, you can. The first one is just an overview of hunger-free communities for those of you who may be new to the Alliance to End Hunger and hunger-free communities, or just want to learn more about it. This is a webinar that I had recorded a few months ago, and so you can watch the thing in its entirety by just clicking watch recording. And the other sessions include one of our workshops, actually, that we would have loved to have presented live, but it's being brought to us from colleagues in Australia. That's the chefs engaging in the fight for hunger-free communities. So they pre-recorded that just because of the time difference. So that's going to be, I think, a fascinating session. I encourage you to watch that. And TED Talk by our, a TEDx talk, I should say, by our Ambassador Tony Hall, who's the Executive Director Emeritus of the Alliance to End Hunger. So it's just a way to get to know him a little bit better as well.
Terrific. Thanks, Minerva. It gives you some content to get started and get into what else is going to be presented during the 2-day summit. On Wednesday, November 18th, when you've logged in, what we're going to ask you to do is come to this agenda page. And the easiest thing to do is just click on the opening session here, and it will start. And the session will be live in the moment and will take place here in this box that's loading on our page now. And this is where you'll be accessing content for the entire summit. There's also questions and answers and chat here in this session, but where this black box is where the actual content will be broadcast. And you can move through, and also you can also move through the content in a way that you're able to add to your agenda. So you can personalize your agenda just by clicking on the Add to Agenda button, and that way it will show you the choices you've already made. Here in the middle of the day on Wednesday will be all the subsessions. These are breakouts, and these also you'll be able to just select one of your choice. You can view details and read about session descriptions and who the presenters are and be able to learn more about it. So now's a great time for you to be thinking, what sessions am I going to be interested in? And in addition to that, at the bottom, as you scroll down, you'll notice they're all set by time. And at the bottom, you also have an opportunity to get to know some of the sponsors. And you can do that now as well. Here, each sponsor has a section set up for you to get to know them, look at their resources, and possibly connect with them if you have questions, ideas, or other conversations you want to begin. Minerva, anything we should know about sponsors?
Well, we're really thrilled to have our sponsors, as usual, support this event, but we actually are able to bring this event to everyone free of charge because of the generous sponsorship of General Mills, Share Our Strength, Feeding America, Islamic Relief, and Bread for the World, as well as the Congressional Hunger Center. So we're really thrilled about that and just really grateful to them. And they all have very interesting programming, so I encourage you to take a look at that. If we can go back up to the Ask the Expert session, and I have a little trouble saying that 3 times fast, Ask the Expert. These sessions, I think, they will act like breakout sessions in that you will be able to join one of these sessions, during the time frame. However, these sessions will have pre-recorded material attached to them so that you have maybe a 15-minute video that we're asking you to view before this time frame. And then the expert will be on live to have a discussion about what you viewed and any questions you might have for them. So that's pretty interesting, I think, and a different way to do some of these breakout sessions. And these experts are really talking about new programs, new initiatives, some that were developed during COVID about, getting, whether it's food distribution models or other ways to get really important information out to the public. So really excited about this session.
Yeah, I think it's a really innovative way to use the time we have together so that we can dive deeper into content and conversation. Now, the other pieces with the agenda, you're able again to add my agenda, and here is where if you've added sessions where they would come to you, so you have easy access and have sort of planned yourself, but you're welcome to come to any session throughout the summit. The other opportunities you have in Whova now are you could take a look at the attendee list. Who else is going to be in this network and making that time with you next week? And so in addition to that, you have, this is where your profile, when you set up your profile, this is where that will be taking place, and people will be able to learn a little bit more about you. And then we also have this neat community board. And community board is a place where you can start a conversation. We sort of look at this as, this is the conversations that happen over meals when we're face-to-face, or in the hallway, or after sessions, but you're able to do article sharing, for example, or you can start your own topic or thread of conversation to begin the networking and really get out of the summit the most for you and your work in the field. So Minerva, anything else that we should tell them about Whova?
Can we go back to the agenda on day one? One thing I do want to point out, I know you talked about the community board being a good place to have some of those offline conversations, but
Mhm.
we are going to have a formal networking session. One of the great things about this conference is just getting to meet other people who are doing similar work across the country and to make those connections. And so we didn't want to lose that in a virtual environment. So we have, this hour where we're going to do some small group networking. We're going to break you out into small groups so you can meet some new people. And we'll do that a few times, as well as bringing you poetry from some poets who have participated in the World Food Prize poetry contest and are being brought to you by Poetry X Hunger. So we're really excited about that as well. That'll be time just to get to know each other a little bit better and enjoy some downtime and entertainment.
Great. That sounds super interesting and a great way to spend some time together and learn a little bit more about what's going on in the world, right? Terrific. Anything else?
I think that's it. I mean, hopefully folks have a better sense and, about how they will engage with this app. And the most important thing really is to download that Hoover app on your cell phone. I know it's not intuitive. I know when I think about going to a conference that's virtual, I'm going to my laptop. But with Hoover, you do have to start by downloading it on your cell phone, using the email that you registered with, and that really unlocks everything. So that's the
Mhm.
key. But we're always here if you need any kind of technical assistance, please let us know. And of course, you'll hear more about this the day of the summit. This is just a little preview to make you feel comfortable with the Whova app.
Terrific. And look for an email soon from the organizers. And you can access all of the same features that we just talked about online on the desktop as well as on the phone app. So we're looking forward to next week. Thank you so much. And here's to Hunger Free Community Summit.
Thank you, everyone.